Good morning, good evening, good day, good night, wherever you are in the world. I am Tim, back once again for the Speed Force Racing GP4 series this week at Hungary for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And with me, as always, is my co-commentator, but a little bit of a different voice in the booth today. Instead of Oliver, who unfortunately cannot make it for the foreseeable future, for today, we will have Mansell with us. Mansell, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm well, mate. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, Oliver can't join us anymore. Unfortunately, he's got football training now. Same with Liverpool FC Pro as well, which is Oliver's brother. So he can't make it to the GP4 races in the foreseeable future either. So it's a shame that he can't make it anymore because you two are a really good combo. But I'll do my best to try and keep it interesting again.
And you know, I almost disowned him when I was told that it was football training, because football in America is something very different than what it is in the UK, and I just have this personal vendetta against American football. So for a minute I thought that I lost my boy to football, then I realized it was the European football, and then everything was okay. But in all seriousness though, I do wish Oliver and his brother the best. It's unfortunate that, you know, he had to have a scheduled conflict on Mondays, but sometimes that just happens.
Yeah, unfortunately it does. Life always comes first. League racing and virtual events always come second. But he will still be commentating in GP1 with me, of course. So if you miss his voice, then you can still wait until GP1, and that's when you can hear his voice again.
So for now, you've got me and Mansell in the booth today. And let's talk about the point standings here for just a minute, Mansell. As last week, we saw a very crazy race with Sonic Hawk squeaking out the win over Kara, who finished second. So with those drivers finishing 1-2, they are now tied in the points once again for the first position. 146 points total between the both of them.
So close between these two. It's going to go to the end, right to the end of the season. Oh, it's 146 points between both of them. Going all the way back to Austria, actually, Kara got the win and Sonic Hawk second, 18 points, and then same again. They literally did the opposite in Britain, with Sonic Hawk coming first and Kara coming second. So it's a bit of a ding-dong battle between them two at the moment.
Speaking with Sonic Hawk earlier this season, we asked him if he seemed to be like a new and improved Sonic Hawk, and he said that he was. But another driver that's really new and improved is Kara. Last season, he was in the McLaren. He was partnered with Snellweg, who did wind up winning the championship last season. But Kara had a very underwhelming performance in comparison. I think he might have had one podium at best. Otherwise, he just had some points finishes here and there, and he just really wasn't that fast. And then this season, he just steps it up and is winning races, having consistent finishes, leading the points, losing the lead, gaining it back. It's just a roller coaster for Kara.
Yeah, that's the thing with SFR and just league racing in general. You love drivers improving so much. Like you said, Kara, he got, I'm guessing, one podium that last season, and now he's consistently at least top 5 finishes. We love to see drivers improving every race.
And really, you know, that's what it's all about, because even though we are all competitors here, well, a lot of us are competitors here. I don't actually race in any leagues in SFR, but a lot of us here are competitors, and even though we're rivals on track, we're always helping one another. I mean, Dan is always willing to give advice, as is Sonic Hawk. I've ran some 5-lappers with Sonic Hawk before because he was trying to give me some tips about how to get around some of these circuits. I've ran races with you. I've ran races with Oliver. We're all just a nice, tight-knit family.
Yeah, we are. Obviously, we're all up from over the world. You're obviously from the US. I think most of us are from the UK, but it doesn't really matter where we are in the world. We all get along with each other. That's what we love to see. We always help out each other. And that's the great thing about SFR. It really is.
And, you know, it would not be possible if it weren't for the man that you're seeing on your screen right now, which is the boss man of Sonic Hawk in that Ferrari. Him, along with Energy Dan, have really done wonderful things for this league. And that's not to take away from the drivers and from the league admins and from the commentators and all of us here, but definitely Sonic Hawk and Energy Dan, you know that they just want what's best for the league.
Yeah, they are so organised between them two. They really are. Obviously, I'm one of the admins as well in SFR, mainly a GP2 admin. But that's the thing. I think we have at least 2 admins for each division. So that puts a lot of pressure off Sonic Hawk and Energy Dan, because obviously that means that they have to manage every single division, which helps them a lot. But yeah, even the admins as well. We love helping each other out in every single division. If we're unsure on the steward work that we've got to do and all that, we just help each other out with that. It's so supportive in the league.
And here's an interesting turn of events. Kara has retired from the qualifying session before even setting a lap.
What happened? Oh dear. What has happened to him then?
It looks like just before the 3rd sector that he has crashed. There is a yellow flag there, and there is a Renault sitting there. So unfortunate for Kara that he has crashed out before he was even able to set a lap.
So it seems like he's gone all out of shape. I think it's turn 11. He's just gone all out of shape there and just hit the barrier. So that's he's going to have to start from last place on the grid now. But the good thing is we're going to love to see where he's going to finish now. Obviously, because now he's starting in last place.
So coming from the perspective of a league racer, Mansell, I want to ask you now, if that happened to you, what is your strategy? Do you start on hards and try to extend that first stint? Do you stay on softs and just try to motor through the field? What would you do?
I would play the long game and go on hards and just go on and just try and go as long as I can on those hards. Hope for a late safety car or just a safety car in general to maybe get me back into the pack. But if I was Kara right now, I would go into the hards and just go on as long as I can.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what he does. Very unfortunate for Kara, but sometimes that happens here in league racing. He's going to have to pass 18 cars if he wants to win this race here today. But to update you on the times, it looks like our past champion of SnellX so far has the provisional pole, with Bossy Gaming in 2nd and the Bear in 3rd. A 115.2.
And Tyson goes first.
Yes, he does. A 115.2 for Titan Mouser. Titan Mouser, let's talk about him for a minute. He is actually our brand new full-time driver. We have 2 of them actually, but he is the first one we'll talk about, our brand new full-time driver here in GP4 series, because he is now taking over the seat that Liverpool FC
Stocksy9 goes pole, sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Stocksy9 just goes pole there, 15.1. Yeah, Titan Mouser, obviously Liverpool FC Pro, Luke, whatever you want to call him. He does training as well with Oliver, so that means he's not available for GP4 anymore. So, but I hope we see him in GP3. They are discussing about where he's going to be in what division now. Obviously, because now he can't compete in GP4. But you know, Titan Mouser, he's been really active in the reserves championship. And if you're really active in the reserves championship, he can get you full-time drive. It's simple as that, really. If you're active, there you go, full-time drive, and exactly what Titan Mouser's done. So, really, I'm going to congratulate Titan Mouser on his full-time seat, and I would love to see what he does for the rest of the season.
And he has ran one other race in the GP4 series with us here, and he finished 3rd in that race. So Titan Mouser, he's going to have big shoes to fill here. His own shoes, but still.
Yeah, 3rd place, so it's really good. He will want to get his win now, I guess. Obviously, he's in 2nd place at the moment, but I'm going to say he's going to try and go for the win here today, and I think he can. If he finished 3rd in his last GP4 race, I think he can do well again.
And our second newest driver is Scooter Clem here in the Racing Point machine. He is substituting for Gamey Things, as unfortunately Gamey Things is no longer with us for the foreseeable future. He may be able to return at a later date, but for the time being, Gamey Things will not be racing with us. So even though he's 3rd in the points right now with 120 points, I suspect that Shadowlancer in 4th with 106 will surpass him soon. But we want to welcome Scooter Clem as well in that Racing Point machine, as he is on his flying lap and entering the 3rd sector now. We'll ride on board with him for the rest of the lap and see where he goes.
Energy Dan is about to cross the line. He does a 1 minute 16.4. He goes to P8 on those soft tyres. That's only a banker lap, so he can improve still.
Scooter goes 117.6, a banker lap as well for him. And it looks like most of the drivers do have a time on the board. Now, there are a few who still need to get out there, and of course, Kara not going to be able to. But for the most part, a lot of these drivers do have a time on the board. Let's take a look at Gizlodian in the Red Bull. He is on his outlap at the moment, as is Otaku Logan in the Mercedes. Otaku Logan's best lap, a 116.301. Gizlodian's best lap, a 116.562. Both of these drivers, I think, have done a massive amount of improving over the season, especially Otaku Logan, who, when he started with SFR earlier in the year, he was just scrounging, clawing just for a points finish, and now we see him flirting with top 5 finishes.
Yeah, I think he got his best SFR result last week in Britain. I think he finished P6. I think he finished P6 with 8 points. So yeah, he's going to keep on pushing himself here and see what he can do.
You are correct on that, Manser. 8 points in Great Britain for Otaku Logan. He has not had the best season, though. A lot of DNFs, and one DNS, actually, of not starting. He is 14th in points with only 20. But that can change. While he may not be able to make a run for the title, he can still make a run for a few good races.
Yeah, you need league racing. You have to be consistent, finishing points, and then you'll be in a good position at the end of the season. And at the moment, I think Otaku Logan's in a great place to carry on with his point scoring every week.
Of course, Otaku Logan does some commentary for us as well. Now let's take a look at Smoke, who is in 7th place. A 116.440 is his best lap. I believe that's on the soft tire, though, as he is on the mediums now. Maybe trying a little bit of a reverse strategy if he can.
Yeah, obviously, Smoke's on those mediums now. I'm not sure if he did a soft front. I think he did a soft front by the looks of it. So it looks like he's trying to improve on those mediums. If he can, that'd be put in great position if he can be on those mediums in the top 10. Because strategy-wise, the medium hard is the better strategy around here.
Now Smoke, he is actually in 8th place, excuse me, I was going to say 9th, but he's actually in 8th place in the point standings with 70 points, and he has a win in the Canadian Grand Prix, so his best finish of the year was in Canada with 25 points, scoring that win.
Whoa, Otaku Logan just gone pole with a 1 minute 15.1.
Oh my goodness, that is an insane lap from Otaku Logan. We were saying that he was improving, but I did not expect that much.
I was not expecting that from Otaku Logan. Great job from him. He'll be very pleased with that.
Fair play to him. That is impressive. Even if it turns out that that's not the pole time, that is still very impressive because he beat Stoxy9, the winner from Monaco. He beat Titan Mouser, a guy who's only had one race and finished 3rd. He beat Snellweg, the previous year's champion. Like, look at all the names behind him that he had to beat to get up there.
G-Man goes pole. Sorry, G-Man then goes pole. 15.0. These guys are improving. I think as these cars go around the track, the more rubber they're putting down, and the faster these cars are going.
You're exactly right about that, man.
P2. Wow.
My goodness, yeah, they're really getting the times down. At this rate, I think we're going to see some 114.5s by the looks of it, or at least close to them.
Yeah, by the looks of it, the way it's going, it will definitely get into these 1 minute 14s.
So let's see what not Snellweg, but Smoke can do. However, he has already set a lap.
The VXI goes pole.
My goodness.
1 minute 14.7. Jeez, these guys. Wow.
Here's BXI in the Williams. Let's take a look at Snellweg now. He's on a flying lap. We'll see if he's able to... No, he can. He's invalidated his lap. He won't be able to do anything. Stoxy9, 114.397.
Wow. I've never seen so many people literally going up to P1 every single lap. They sort of put a new lap in.
Welcome to SFR, my friend. That's what you get here. It is constant competition.
Yeah.
So looking at Titan Mouser, he's on his flying lap. So far the only driver, or actually we got 3 drivers on a flying lap. Now 5 drivers as Titan Mouser spins into the grass. Goes the McLaren, so he will not improve on his lap time this time around. Let's take a look at Energy Dan here. He is in the 17th
He's 3 tenths up.
3 tenths up, you say? Let's see what he's able to do.
Yes, he's going 3 tenths up.
final corner for Energy Dan.
Final corner. The 1 minute 16.0, P11 on those medium tyres, so I don't. He might do another lap on these mediums. He could do. No, I don't think he is. So he probably come in now and go on the softs and try and do a faster lap.
Well, he could do that, but do you think that he's maybe trying to go for a medium hard strategy?
Yeah, I think last season, I think he qualified in P11 or something like that, and he did a medium hards, I think he did last season, and he finished P2. So he might be, like you said, he might just, you know, that might be it for him in qualifying. He would be more than happy to stay in P11.
See, I've noticed that Energy Dan is definitely the guy that is going to go for that different strategy, in this case being the medium hards. Not sure if that's what he's planning, but I would not be surprised. But currently watching Bossy Gaming goes a little bit quicker than his best, a 1:15.233 for 7th place, just behind Titan Mouser's 1:15.203. So just 0.03 of a second separating the McLaren from the Renault there.
Yeah, it's been so close in this qualifying session so far. We've had at least 7 different people on that top spot at the moment, and I think we're going to see more improvements that these guys are getting ready to do their final laps now.
Yeah, riding on board with Otaku Logan. He is out for his out lap. This likely will be his final lap once he gets back around to start his flying lap, as is G-Man on his out lap as well. And I'm noticing as I look down the board, I have neglected to mention one other driver that has joined us here today. It looks like he's a substitute for Need for Speed, Christoph. So he was in the race last week, but just want to say shout out to Christoph. Thanks for being with us. Did not mean to neglect you, my friend. Just trying to keep with the content.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a late notice for Christoph here, so he did join late during qualifying, but glad to have him with us today, reserving, of course. He looks like he had connection issues, he was just joined back, but yeah, good to have a full grid again today.
So we'll watch Otaku Logan now, as he's going to be the first of this group to cross the line and start his flying lap in that Mercedes. Of course, his best time, a 1:15.175 in that Mercedes, was provisional pole for a while before the other 4 drivers ahead of him was able to surpass him. But let's see if he's able to do better. We're right on board. Then let's really watch his inputs, and it looks like he is really trying to use up all that curb, all the track position that he can here. Very, very smooth. Is he on a pad or is he on a wheel? Do you know?
I think he's on a pad. By the looks of his steering inputs, it looks like he might be on a pad. Yeah, I think he's on a pad.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's not quite as smooth, but it seems to be fast enough for him, at least here in in Hungary.
Yeah. Oh, let's do that chicane. And these center S's as well, you need to get these absolutely right. This is where you're going to gain or lose time during this qualifying session, is through these S's. You need to get them absolutely spot on to be on a good lap. And
you were telling me yesterday, Mansell, that you actually hate the second sector here in Hungary, so I would say that that's almost giving you flashbacks.
Yeah, it's such your tyres can overheat so much throughout these center S's, and because of that you're going to get understeer, and Otaku Logan doesn't improve, unfortunately, so he stays P5 for the moment.
Watching Proliver now in the Alfa Romeo, his best time, a 1:15.120. We'll see if he is able to improve. It looks like he was just a little bit faster, about 1/10 of a second quicker that time around, so that would put him at a 1:15.0 if he's able to stay at this pace. He is going to have to gain almost a second to beat Stocksy 9's 1:14.3. That is the fastest time by far. In fact, VXI has a 1:14.7, so that is... What is that, about 4/10 of a second difference?
Yeah, about 4/10. Let me have a quick look. It's 0.368 is the gap between first and second.
So that is actually an enormous amount of time. For those of you who may not be familiar with racing lap times, who are watching the stream, 0.3 of a second is actually an eternity.
Went off. Sorry.
Yes, he did. My goodness. Looks like there might be a little bit of wing damage on the Alfa Romeo as well, so very unfortunate for Proliver. Will not be able to improve his lap. Let's see if Stocksy 9 is able to improve his lap. I'm surprised he decided to take a second lap.
I'm just looking here, and the two AlphaTauris have come out together and doing the same lap with each other. So I think they're doing some kind of tactical move here by the looks of it.
Let's take a look at the AlphaTauris. Obviously getting some tow from each other.
The interesting thing as well, Tim, is that these guys are currently leading the Constructors' Championship without winning a race.
You're exactly right about that, Mansell. 226 points for that team. The closest competitor is Renault with 182 points. And here's something even crazier. You mentioned that AlphaTauri doesn't have a win. But, okay, I mean, that's very possible as long as you have consistent finishes, right? But did you think that it would be possible with Renault having 4 wins?
Renault, 4 wins. It's all about the two teammates communicating together and being really consistent. If you can do that, these guys can be up there for the constructors. And with these AlphaTauri boys, they're doing a great job of that, being consistent, as they both crossed the line now. And Shadow Lancer goes ahead of Energy Dan.
And I think that it was exactly what they were trying to do, is get each other a little bit closer. However, it looks like a few more drivers set faster times and was able to knock them down just a couple notches. But look at this, Stocksy 9 in first, Titan Mouser in second, Smoke in third. Smoke went third quickest while we were talking about AlphaTauri. 2
McLarens, 2 and 3. Amazing performance from them two guys.
Now if we can just get Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo to do the same.
I know, right? I'm a big McLaren fan. I would love them to do that.
So Titan Mouser a 1:14.575, Smoke a 1:14.682, and Stocksy 9 even improved his time, a 1:14.255.
So throughout this session, we've had a lot of improvements, especially from the top 7, let's say. Attacker Logan, all the way down in P7 from after being on pole at one stage. Just shows how improved you can get after doing lap after lap, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that is, it's just impressive really to see how much quicker you can consistently go. But it does look like that is all she wrote. Every driver has completed the qualifying, just waiting to run that clock out. That little timer up there in the corner that's got 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining. Hopefully we don't have to wait that long, and we don't. Look at that. So that is over and done with.
So that's the first stage of no lobby glitch this time. Obviously last week we had a lobby glitch where a gamey thing was stuck on the outlap and we can proceed, but on with the results. Go on then, Tib.
And here are your official qualifying results for the GP4 Series Hungarian Grand Prix. Stocksy 9 on pole, Titan Mouser in second, Smoke in third, fourth is VXI, G-Man in fifth, Oliver in sixth, Otaku Logan in seventh, eighth is Bossy Gaming, ninth is Christoph, 10th is the Bear Lewis in 11th, 12th is Snellweg, 13th Podge Racing, Shadow Lancer in 14th, Energy Dan in 15th, Gislodian 16th, Sonic Hawk in 17th, a massive difference from last week. Scooter Clem in 18th, 19th is Simo, and Kara in 20th place after the unfortunate DNF that he suffered in the qualifying session. So, now you know what time it is, chat, and Mansell. Maybe you know what time it is as well. It's time to get our predictions in, our top 3 predictions of who is going to finish where in this race.
So, I'm going to put one of the McLarens in. I'm going to say Titan Mouser. No particular order. I'm going to say P3 for Titan Mouser. P2, I'm going to go for Stocksy 9. And P1, I'm going to say... That's going to be a hard one today. It's going to be difficult because we don't know who's going to win today, actually. I'm going to say... I don't know. I'm going to say Sonic. Just because of how consistent he's been.
I'm going to go in any particular order, and as much as I want to say that the top 3 is what we're going to see, you know, our current top 3 is what we're going to get at the end of the day, I really don't want to, you know, do any disservice to any of the guys outside of the top 3. So I think that in any particular order, Stocksy 9 and Smoke, we've seen that both of those have ran very well at tracks like this in the past. And I think that G-Man back there in 5th place could squeak out a podium. Titan Mouser, of course, he's a very good driver. He's only got one race in SFR, and he has a podium, so it's also very possible that he could get into that top 3. But for some reason, I just want to go with Stoxy 9, Smoke, and G-Man for my top 3.
And that's what we love about equal cars, don't we? That they're all equal. It's all down to the driver. Nothing about the actual machinery, the car, or anything like that. That's what we love about equal cars on this game.
Yeah, that is definitely the case. Any driver out there, as long as they've got the pace, they can win this race. It's not about, like if you're in a Mercedes, your car is not going to be any faster than the guys in the Williams. The Williams is not going to be any slower than the Renaults and the McLarens or anything like that, because it's all equal performance. It's just about driver and a little bit of luck.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that, Tim.
So it looks like James Hook is going Titan, Stoxy, and the WEG. I like that, James Hook, the WEG. I'm going to start calling him that. VXI for the win, says Martin Selt, or maybe Wes too. I'm assuming you mean WEG as well. Not sure, but here we go, starting our formation lap.
So, tyres. And tyres, we've got Lewis starting on the... hang on a minute. Christoph starting in last place. That wasn't right, was it?
Well,
I thought Kara was meant to be starting last place.
Something like this happened last week. I'm not sure exactly why. Did Christoph qualify in the top 10? I forgot.
Oh, I think it's happened before. I was in the GP2 race. Nadeem, he joined late in qualifying, and for some reason with Codemasters, if you join late in qualifying, it automatically puts you in last place.
Okay, so pretty much well, I was going to say a start from the pit lane penalty of sorts, but it's not really starting from the pit lane. It's just going to the tail end of the longest line. So, got to get my NASCAR lingo in there. That's a penalty that you have to serve in the NASCAR races sometimes. So I guess Christoph is just having the unfortunate luck of the draw here.
Yeah, it's annoying when it does that, but we just have to push on and get on with it, really.
Well, regardless, it is almost time to go green. They're already in the third sector. This seems like such a short track, actually. We're going to have 35 laps around here today, and we've already seen how fast these cars can go. In fact, 1:14.2 if you're Stoxy 9.
Yeah. It looks like Kara has been listening to me. He's started on the hards, and I did say if you start on the hards and go as long as you can, you might get a good result. And I think Kara is thinking the same thing as I am.
We'll see how it works for Kara. That's really his only option at the moment since he crashed out in qualifying. I would like to have seen where he would have ended up, though, had he not DNF'd out of qualifying, because Oliver's made the point many times that Kara is just such a fantastic qualifier this season, and many times we've seen him get the pole. So for Kara to not even be able to set a lap is really an unfortunate set of circumstances. But we'll see if he's able to go from the 19th position all the way to first, or if another lucky driver will be on the top spot of the podium at the end of this race. Just waiting for all the cars to find their appropriate positions on the grid, and hopefully we will be going green soon.
So it seems like everyone has lined up. We are just waiting for the lobby to do its thing.
Bear with us because something has happened.
Oh dear.
I might have to back out and come back in because I think that every one of us is going to have to as well.
I think we might have to.
Any update on that? Are you talking to any of the league admins? Have they said anything yet?
There's nothing I haven't seen yet.
Alright, well, so I don't have to restart my console, I'm going to go ahead and back out to the main menu. I've had this happen many times before. I'm going to come back here in just a moment. Hopefully we will be able to go green soon. Probably going to just have to do a brand new lobby.
I think we're gonna have to do a restart here again, unfortunately.
That we are. Just waiting on confirmation, though, for that, guys. Have not heard anything yet. Okay, they are saying restart. We will have a restart.
So I think it's something to do with Shadow Lancer, maybe?
It might be. Sorry for the dead air there, guys. Just trying to figure out what is going on. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going on here. So until then, you get to listen to the beautiful, beautiful lobby music. Or main menu music, actually, not the lobby music.
So no one hasn't left yet. They're still waiting for confirmation to see what's going on. And Energy down as put GP4 driver. We are restarting, so I'm going to have a restart here.
Alright, so sorry for the delay to everyone watching. I know that you want to see us race just as much as I do, but we're just going to have to wait it out for a little bit longer. So,
yeah.
However, this does give us a nice chance to sort of advertise the rest of the races that are happening this week. Of course, tomorrow we're going to have the GP3 series at 7:30 UK time. Wednesday will be the GP2 series, and Thursday, GP1 with Oliver and Mansell. All our races happen at 7:30 p.m. UK time. And are we going to have the Reserve Championship this Friday, Mansell?
I believe so. It happens every Friday. It depends how many reserves we have, really. Obviously, last Friday, well, the Friday just gone, that had to be turned into an exhibition race, we called it. Obviously, we didn't. Yeah, I think we only had 5 reserves. So we got as many as full-time. Well, we literally got all full-time drivers wanted to race in that one. Because we had more full-time drivers than we did in reserve, so that turned into an exhibition race.
How did that go, though? Because I did not get to watch it, so I kind of want an update here.
Yeah, so I was in that race, actually, and then on my side, it was good, then it turned into bad, and then it went back to good. We had 2 safety cars, basically. I started in P4, I believe. Got a good start, got up to P2, and then we had a safety car about halfway through-ish. Restart for me, it was a weird restart. The lead didn't go into on the start-finish line, so it was literally 3 wide with the 2 others beside me, and I literally got taken out going down to turn 1. So I lost my front wing and everything. That put me last, and we had a second safety car which put me up to like P10 or something like that, and then I think I finished what was it, P8 or something like that. So yeah, it was a thrilling, really exciting race. By the sound of it, the commentators of Morris and Oliver, I think it was, they seemed to have really enjoyed it after chatting with them afterwards, and they said it was a really thrilling, exciting race.
Well, I'm glad to hear that we were able to have a reserve championship, and even though it did have to be an exhibition last week instead of a proper reserve championship race, it's still good that we, allow our reserve drivers to still get a chance to race and to showcase their talent, because, for whatever reason, they may not be able to race every single race in GP4, 3, 2, or 1, or maybe they just didn't sign up in time because there were no seats available. But we still give them a chance, and that's what matters, and I'm glad that we're able to do that.
Yeah, last thing we want is just keeping a reserve in SFR without them doing literally nothing for weeks upon weeks and all that. So this reserve championship really helps them. It keeps them active in a way. helps us admin to see what their pace is like, so we know what divisions they should go into and all that. So it's a really good division that we have in SFR.
Look at the comments. I'm sorry, Martin. I did not see that until it was too late. He wanted me to show he wanted me to show everybody my team progress or go buy something for nice for my livery. So sorry, Martin. I didn't get to it in time. But I will say, if you saw there, I was at Vietnam. The reason I haven't played my team in a while is it's because I'm in Vietnam. I don't like Vietnam. It is.
No, I don't think no one likes Vietnam. To be fair, I think after that Vietnam Grand Prix, everyone was glad that they don't have to revisit that circuit anymore.
I really liked it at first. Until I actually drove around it. I really liked the look of it. I liked that it seemed like such a difficult and technical track. Then I tried to drive it, and I just hated it. Especially the third sector. It feels so good to drive through the third sector because you can really lean on the tires. But when you lean on those tires, you wear them down so much quicker. I just cannot figure out how to be fast around there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Sector 3, those S's, I love that area of Vietnam, and the main thing that puts everyone off is those, I think it's like those roundabouts kind of corners. They're just so difficult. You can easily spin on those corners. No one likes those mini roundabouts, let's just say. No one likes them whatsoever. We're glad that we're not going there anymore.
I kind of look at him sort of as almost like a rainbow-shaped corner to where you just have to... It's basically a 90-degree corner in some ways, but it's not quite as tight as Martinsville. For those of you who aren't aware, Martinsville is a track that the NASCAR series will race at. So, and it's essentially shaped like a paperclip. They were there over this weekend, and it is such a tight little track. It's only about half a mile, and it's a very long straightaway, and then tiny, tiny little corners, which is essentially just... you're turning around is what you're doing and just facing the other way. It is such a tight little track, and that's kind of what I attributed the Vietnam corners to, except a little bit wider, but they're still just very difficult because you just kind of go in and you don't know the good line because instinctively you want to arc it in and have a late apex, but then the late apex turns into a too early apex because the corner's just so wide. At least that's my problem. It's just one of those tracks that I've never really agreed with. Canada is probably my best track. I love Canada.
Yeah. My favourite track is probably Belgium, the track that we're going to next week, so I'm really looking forward to that. My least favourite track is probably Hungary, after Vietnam, but obviously Vietnam's no longer on the calendar, so it's going to have to be Hungary now. But yeah, it is what it is.
See, I kind of like Hungary, but then I mess up on a lap, and then all of a sudden I don't like it anymore. That's the thing. It solely depends on how I'm doing on that particular lap. Not the race, not the qualifying session, not the practice session, just that lap.
Yeah, I think the main problem with Hungary is those S's and that auto spin corner. I think it's turn 5. You can't touch that curve, otherwise you're just gonna face the other way. And then there's that I think it's turn 8, 9, 10, and 11. Those 4 fast corners. You get so much understeer throughout those corners, obviously, because you've got your front tires are heated and all that. So it's difficult to keep your tire temperature under control throughout the lap at Hungary.
James Hook said that his favorite track is Monaco. That is insane. That is an unpopular opinion, and I'm almost wondering just how, why, where, and are you okay? I am so glad you love Monaco, don't get me wrong, because if you love Monaco, that means that you have good laps there. I just want to know how you have good laps there.
It's a love-hate relationship with Monaco. Some people like it, some people don't. I can understand why people don't like it. I can understand why people like it. It's just because the barriers are so close together. People can't get along with those barriers being so close together.
Hookie says it's because of his wheel. Well, see, that's the thing, though. I have a wheel, too, and I'm still just terrible at Monaco. So, it's just... But really, that's... you talk to a lot of drivers and they say that they hate Monaco. There's only really a select few that do like Monaco. I think Energy Dan likes it. Hooky obviously likes it. I'd say Stoxy9 likes it pretty well. He won Monaco this year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship with Monaco. But the exciting thing is next year's game, for Season 9, we will have 3 new tracks coming into the game. We'll have Imola, Portimao, and hopefully Saudi Arabia in the night. So we're all looking forward to mainly Imola and Portimao. We're really excited to race around there just to try it out. Obviously, Imola is such a classic track in F1, and then Portimao, and I don't think F1's ever raced at Portimao apart from last year, of course, in 2020, and then obviously Saudi Arabia, which we've never ever, even the F1 has never raced there. I think with Saudi Arabia, I don't think I'm going to like. I think it's going to be a bit like Vietnam. I don't know why, this just looks really difficult.
Yeah, it's Portimao. I'm a little nervous about that one. I'll be honest. I enjoyed the race, watching the Formula One race.
Yeah.
But I'm almost nervous about driving around it just because I'm not sure how I'm gonna like it. Of course, I say that, and it might be my best track ever. Imola is certainly a track that I'm very excited to see. Of course, Imola, it has a dark past associated with it, that of the deaths of Roland Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna, but it's still a fantastic track, I think, and I'm glad that F1 was able to go there last year, even though it was brought on by unfortunate circumstances. I'm glad that there was at least a small silver lining to that, and that we were able to go to some of these new tracks or some of these classic tracks. And I'm excited for Imola to happen again this year, and I'm really I'm excited to even race around it.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at the Discord chart now, and it looks like Taku Logan isn't going to race. By the looks of it, I think You Can Beat Me has been just a late reserve here and just taking his place. By the looks of it, because he's just joined the session now.
Yep, so unfortunate for Otaku Logan, but it does seem like he has officially retired. So he will no longer be racing with us, which means that we are going to have a new driver in the Mercedes for this race.
Yeah.
Very unexpected. We definitely did not see this coming.
So I don't know what's happened to Otaku Logan there. I don't know if he's completely left the league or what, but that means we're going to have another new commentator in GP2 by the looks of it, because obviously he's a GP2. He used to be a GP2 commentator, so I'm excited to see who that is going to be.
But on the other hand, it does look like we are almost ready to get this race back underway. We'll have to wait. Now, I do want to know, what are the admins going to do now that Otaku Logan is not racing? Because he qualified about somewhere around 5th to 7th place. So is everyone just going to move up now?
I don't know if they're going to put You Can Beat Me in Otaku Logan's qualifying position or put him in last place. I do not know on that. But we'll find out as soon as the session gets underway, and it looks like they are readying up now, so I think we're just about to get underway here.
Well, that was a nice, 5-10 minute filler session there that we had. Yep. We got to
Bossy
learn.
Bossy Gaming support, unfortunately, he has left the league, so Otaku Logan isn't in SFR anymore, unfortunately.
Wait, did you say Bossy Gaming left as well, or he just confirmed that?
No, Bossy Gaming confirmed that, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like we can't have two for one here. So yeah, I see that now. Otaku Logan has officially left the league, so unfortunate there, but sometimes these things happen. Not sure exactly what went down, but we know that we are still going to have that second Mercedes with You Can Beat Me, who has joined very late. So good to have You Can Beat Me. We'll see if he is able to have a good race today.
Yeah, I'd love to see where Energy Dan has put You Can Beat Me then. I wonder if he's put him in Otaku Logan's place or put him in last place. We'll see right this second in a minute when get their setup sorted out. And remember setups, guys. Remember setups. You don't want to forget about that. And remember, it's a new session. If any of the GP4 drivers are watching. But yeah, we're about to find out here now.
R/humans being bros for Mansell over here, trying to remind the drivers of the setups. That's something I didn't actually think about. Like honestly, that is pretty nice, because that's so easy to forget.
Without a setup, you can lose about 1 to 2 seconds a lap on each circuit without a setup. If you use the engineers, like Jeff's setup, let's just say, they're not great, and yeah, you can lose a lot of time without a custom setup. So they are very important.
So just waiting for the league admins to officially give the signal to be ready. Of course, we will have another formation lap. Then we will be able to go green. Evening, gents. What a mess, says Calvin Racing. Yeah, you could say that, but you know, we're about to get this race underway, and it's going to be a good race. So a little bit of a messy build up to this race, but it doesn't matter how messy it is as long as it's clean for the race. Or, well, maybe it won't be too clean for the race, because it is going to be a race, and there is undoubtedly going to be some contact. So there'll definitely be some broken wings, hurt feelings, and all of that, but it'll be okay. It'll be a good race.
Yeah, obviously these drivers cannot ready up until Energy Dan has. That's one of the rules in SFR. You've got to wait until the host actually readies up. They are going to take longer, because obviously they've got to get their setups and all that sorted out now. But we'll get underway very shortly on their formation lap.
So just to give everyone who may have joined late or just joined an update on the point standings, AlphaTauri in the constructor standings, of course, still in the lead despite having 0 wins. Renault in second with 4 wins, 182 points for Renault, 226 for AlphaTauri. The driver standings, Kara and Sonicok are both tied for first with 146 points. Gamey Things is in third with 120, but he will not be racing with us in SFR for the foreseeable future, so he will likely be dropping very quickly down the point standing. Shadow Lancer is in fourth place with 106 points. Energy Dan, his teammate, in fifth with 105, and last season's champion of Snellweg with 100 points even in sixth place. Snellweg still very much in this title fight, but over 2 races behind at this point.
So looking on the grid now, You Can Beat Me is starting in last position here. Obviously that is understandable. Obviously he didn't put that lap in that Ataku Logan is, so it is understandable that he's starting in last place here. So let's see how Kara and You Can Beat Me can do now.
You Can Beat Me starting on the medium tire, so maybe he's going to try to do a medium to hard strategy. We'll have to wait and see what he does there. Christoph getting his position back, so I think that there was just some sort of mistake with the lobby last time that put Christoph all the way down to 20th place, because he is now starting in 8th.
And Shadow Lancer has been disqualified for obviously touching somebody, racing Pudge or someone like that. Very unfortunate. Obviously, he can't get his tyres up to temperature now, so he's going to have to start on cold tyres if the AI doesn't automatically warm them up for you, which I don't think they do. So, a bit unfortunate that he's going to have to start on cold tyres now.
Of course, that is just a DSQ for the formation lap, not the race, so Shadow Lancer definitely dodging a bullet there.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's that you get disqualified for just a slight little touch with anything, even with the wall. You can get disqualified from formation lap. That's the same under safety car conditions. It's a slight little touch with somebody in front of you, or someone touching you from behind. You can get a automatically 5-second time penalty, which I think is stupid the way that Codemasters have managed that. But yeah, it is what it is, and again, we just have to push on and yeah, get on with it.
Legend has it he's still being disqualified to this day.
Yeah.
So now waiting for all the drivers to find their appropriate positions on the grid, and hopefully this time we will be able to go green flag racing. There's a Renault back there trying to find that spot. Who is that? That is Kara. So Kara still going to start on those hard tires. All top 10 drivers starting on the softs. Everyone else starting on the mediums except for Kara. Doing that psych-commit strategy, and here we go. You hear those engines revving. You hear those itchy pedal feet. The drivers watching the lights, and they are ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in the air. No red lights. We are green for the Speed Force Racing GP4 Series Hungarian Grand Prix. Stock C9 getting out to a very early lead, but the McLaren of Titan Mouse are following down into turn number 1. 3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide for second place. 2 McLarens, and who was that? That was an AlphaTauri. No, it wasn't. It was the Williams of G-Man back there. Let's take a look at G-Man. He is battling it out. We're right on board with him. VXI just ahead of him now. G-Man dropping back very, very fast. Smoke has dropped back as well. Titan Mouse are in second place. Who is that? Maybe Bossy Gaming in third in that Renault. Then VXI.
Energy Dan's got front wing damage. Energy Dan unfortunately got front wing damage. That's very unfortunate for him. He's gonna have to. If it's not that bad, he can carry on. But it looked bad. He lost his front end plate. I think it was on the left hand side. So very unfortunate for him there.
Trying to get a good look at Energy Dan's AlphaTauri here. Looks like he has dropped all the way back to 12th place at the moment. And you are right about that. Mansell, both wings, both end plates are gone off of that AlphaTauri. So unfortunate for Energy Dan there. He is definitely going to have to pit. That is not going to do him any favors. Shadow Lancer, where is he? He is 17th, so he's had an even worse start.
Kara has spun. He's lost a bit with front wing as well. Oh, very lucky for Kara as well.
So a bad day going to worse from Kara as we rejoin not the battle for the lead, but the battle for fourth place between Bossy Gaming and Smoke. And also VXI up there, so the battle for third, really, VXI is being trailed by Bossy Gaming going into turn number 1. Smoke really trying to break late into turn 1 and get close to Bossy Gaming, maybe trying to make a move on the outside, but does he do it? No, he does not. But he's got a nice run to set himself up for turn 2. But he cannot get underneath that Renault, so he's going to have to just follow him through. And that's really the wise decision at this point. It's very early in the race. You can't make any mistakes right now.
Yeah, the last thing you want is to get front wing damage on the first couple of laps as Smoke gets all loose, and Christopher is now going to try and get the inside move on Smoke. Now he's going to get the priority on the chicane, and he will get the move done on the P5.
Yeah, and that Haas, he really filled the hole. Right as I was trying to say that, hey, you know, you don't really need to take risks this early in the race, he decides, what are you talking about? I'm taking risks all the time, and he just sends it on the inside, but he's able to make the move without any contact, so no harm, no foul there for Christoph. A good move indeed, and puts him in the 5th place.
So Stock C9 has already made a second, nearly a second gap on Titan Mauser. What he wants to do is trying to get out of that DRS as soon as he can so he can push on. The last thing you want is defending for his P1 position.
Lap 3 now, so DRS should be active. If Titan Mauser can stay within 9/10 of a second of Stock C9, he should be able to get the DRS. There was a DRS zone there, but was he able to get the detection zone? No, he wasn't. The DRS is not open, so Titan Mauser does not have DRS, and Stock C9 is pulling away 1.2 seconds now.
Prolib is spun on turn 1. That's unfortunate for him. No damage, so he can still push on here.
Unfortunate for Proliver. He's back there behind the Mercedes teammates now of Simo, and You Can Beat Me. You Can Beat Me trying to make a move on his teammate going around the outside. Simo lets him go. So You Can Beat Me moves into the 15th place. Simo in 16th now.
So it can start there from You Can Beat Me. It started in last place and now all the way up into 15. What's happened to Snellweg? He's ghosted and in last place. I don't know if it's the same on your screen or not, Tim, but apparently he's in last place.
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm seeing. So Snellweg with some unforeseen issue that he's had to deal with here today. So very unfortunate for Snellweg to be back there in 20th place. A driver who a few weeks ago said that he thinks he's still in the championship hunt. But time is running out. He's more than 2 races behind. So at this point, he would have to win and get the fastest lap in 2 races just to get close to Sonicok and Kara. Of course, Sonicok and Kara, neither of those drivers scoring points today so far. Sonicok is in 13th. Kara is in 19th. They can still salvage their day, but if they don't score points, that can be a big help to drivers like Snellweg and Shadowlancer and Energy Dan, who are just on the outside looking in. Of course, Shadowlancer is not scoring any points as well, so he is going to really have to capitalize on an opportunity here today of Sonicok and Kara not running so well if he wants to stay in this championship fight later in the season.
It's the same with the constructors as well. It seems like the Avatari boys are having a bit of bad luck at the moment. They're halfway in the season, but hopefully their luck will change at the moment, because I think they are starting to lose that gap in the constructors. That's the last thing that they want. They want to try and push on and keep their title here.
Well, at the moment, the only Renault that is scoring points is Bossy Gaming, who is on your screen right now. He is in 4th place, but he might be making it 3rd place if he's able to get around VXI. We'll ride on board with him and see what happens. VXI, is he going into pits already? Yes, he is. It's only 3 laps.
Okay, he might. I don't think he'll be able to get to the hardest at the end here, unless you might prove me wrong, but I think he might be doing a 2-stop, a soft, medium, medium.
I want to see what he does. I want to see if he's having to change his front wing, or if he's going to just put a new set of tires on.
I think it's just a medium, normal medium pit stop. So it looks like he's doing a 2-stop here.
All right, that's exactly what he does. We'll rejoin the battle for 3rd place between Christoph and Bossy Gaming, but it's not really much of a battle. Bossy Gaming is way up there, but it looks like there is a battle for 7th place between Podge Racing and the Bear, and Lewis there in 9th place as well. So we're right on board with Lewis. He has got a fantastic view of Podge Racing up there, as well as the Bear just ahead of him. And really, Lewis, he's in a position to where he can just kind of sit back and relax and enjoy this drive, because he doesn't have a lot of drivers behind him at the moment. Scooter Clem in 10th place, but he's 1.7 seconds back, so Lewis has a nice cushion behind him.
Yeah, Racing Podge, he's the highest medium runner at the moment. The Bear goes wide there, so that's going to be a warning for him. But yeah, as I said, Podge is at the moment, the Bear seems to be struggling now. I think these soft runners are starting to struggle now. The Bear, wow! Podge went into the back of the Bear there.
And here goes Lewis on the outside of Podge Racing. Alfa Romeo versus the prancing horse of Ferrari. But Podge Racing is able to clear Lewis, so he's going to retain the 8th position
Christoph
for now.
is now in the pits. Christoph's in the pits.
And these soft tires, they can only last about 6 laps around here anyway, as we see Podge Racing make a move on the Bear. Made it look easy, too. He cleared him into turn number 1. And out of turn number 2, I think the Bear's going to have a run on him, but it's not going to be enough to pass him. So Podge Racing move him up into the 6th position now after pit stops have started, and he will be able to pull away from that racing point. But the question is, when will he pit? Because Podge Racing is on the medium tire, so he might be going for a 1-stopper.
Yeah, at the moment I think Podge is in a brilliant position to win this race. Obviously he can do a 1-stop here, and these soft runners, they have to stretch their tyres if they want to do a 1-stop, so he can really just, you know, stay calm now and just keep these tyres under control.
Stoxy 9 still leads with Titan Mouser in 2nd. Bossy Gaming in 3rd. Smoke has made his way back up to 4th place and is challenging Bossy Gaming for 3rd. Smoke did not have the best of starts, but is starting to look a little bit better here and starting to come into form. 0.3 of a second separating him and Bossy Gaming. Let's see who gets the better run out of the final corner. I think that it was Smoke just a little bit. And Smoke is able to use that DRS to at least fight Bossy Gaming. Is he going to go around him? He's trying the outside line, but he won't be able to clear it. But does he go on the inside? He does the crossover move. Cannot make it work. So Smoke is going to have to stay in 4th place for now.
Yeah, good defending there from Bossy Gaming. He's trying to keep this P3 as much as he can. But technically, I think it's a P4, but yeah, good defending there from Bossy Gaming.
Bossy Gaming is one of those underdogs of the year who, you know, we talk about how many drivers we have seen improve over the year, you know, over the course of this season and since last year. Bossy Gaming, we really don't give him enough love. He is right now battling for 3rd position on his own, mind you. He did not luck into this. He qualified somewhere around top 5, top 6, thereabouts, give or take, and now he has been able to fight his way up into 3rd. He is legitimately on there, up there on merit. So hats off to Bossy Gaming. Fair play to him as he's just trying to run his best race.
Yeah, like I said right at the start of this, when we began this stream, we loved these drivers improving every single time as Bossy Gaming now comes into the pits as Smoke is staying out for at least another lap to try and see if he can do the overcut here on Bossy Gaming.
So 7 laps on those tires for Stocksy 9, Titan, Mouser, Smoke, G-Man, and Bossy Gaming. Of course, Bossy Gaming getting those tires changed.
Making the move on the Bear. Sonic Corp does it quite easily and gets past the Bear.
Good move by Sonic Hawk there. Our hopeful champion at the end of the season. Of course, you can say that for all 20 drivers, technically speaking. But Sonic Hawk definitely one of those who is in contention. As we've said, he is tied with Kara. And if the race were to end right now, he would get the points lead back from Kara because he's scoring points and Kara's not. But you got to remember, Sonic Hawk is up there due to pit strategy. He decided to start on the mediums. He did not qualify in the top 10, so he was able to change his tires. And that's what we've seen him do. He's decided to go on the mediums. He might be going for the one stop of medium hards. Of course, that's what he was going to try to do last week as well in Great Britain. So Sonic Hawk he knows what he's doing. This isn't his first rodeo. So he knows that he had a bad qualifying session, but he knows how to recover, as Shadow Lancer in 8th place is really using up the back of the Bear there, not giving him any breathing room at all. He is trying to intimidate him. You might want to call Shadow Lancer Dale Earnhardt at the end of it because he made the Bear go wide. He made him go wide. What did I say? He was intimidating him. We're going to call Shadow Lancer the Intimidator from here on out.
So G-Man and now Titan and G-Man have now come in. Titan goes on to the new medium tyres, so he's going to be doing a 2-stop. And I think the same for the G-Man.
So a big jumble on the leaderboard there. Shadowlancer going to stay out on those mediums. His teammate of Energy Dan, of course, he had to pit due to wing damage, so he is now on the soft tires. 5 laps on those soft tires, so we'll probably see him come in again. The question is, does he come in for mediums or hards? I feel like his best bet is to come in for hards and try to make it the rest of the way.
Yeah. So the Ferraris are looking good at the moment. They're currently leading on the medium types of tires. Good thing is as well, if you're going to do the medium hard, so you're not going to get stuck in that traffic if you're going to do a soft hard, obviously, because you're going to be going longer on these medium tyres. You don't have any traffic ahead of you, so you can really push on, whereas your rivals ahead of you are going to get stuck in this traffic.
And it looks like a lot of these drivers, in fact, all of them except for maybe Christoph, are doing the soft, medium strategy. So that's a 2-stopper for sure. Christoph going on the hards. Looks like he's going to try to make it on a 1-stop. We'll see if he's able to do that. He qualified in 8th place, so he could very well score some points here today. So we'll see if that 1-stopper will work for him. Of course, the guys on the medium tires now, a 1-stop is a lot more likely. As Stocksy 9 has decided to pit, he's going on a 1-stop. He's got the hard tires on. Smoke staying out once again, and he has a penalty. Let's see what his penalty is, Mansell. It is 3 seconds, so that must have been a corner cut somewhere.
Yeah, I think all these guys have got penalties at the moment. They're all for track limits at the moment. Track limits wise on this circuit, it's quite difficult to not get a penalty around here again.
Yeah, especially the corner that Sonic Hawk just went through. If I'm doing my math right, I believe that is turn 4, that uphill left-hander. It is a little bit blind. It's so easy to go wide on that corner, and if you do, you're going to get a penalty. But it's also easy to cut that corner to try to prevent yourself from going wide.
Racing Barge, he nearly lost it through the yeses there on the exit of turn 9, I think it was. Somehow he saved it. I don't know how, but he still pushes on. Good save from Podge.
Hopefully he hasn't used up all his luck after that, because Podge Racing, one of the unluckiest drivers this season in GP4, has not yet had a win, has not yet had a podium even, I don't believe. And he's had a lot of DNFs. Sometimes he's made a mistake, sometimes he's just got caught up in someone else's mess. He needs a good finish here today. Not necessarily for points, not necessarily just for bragging rights, but just for himself. Just so that he can show, hey, I can get a good finish. So we'll see if he's able to do that here today.
So Smoke has come into the pits now, and Bossy Gaming has jumped Smoke, and them two were battling before they stopped. So good work there from Bossy Gaming. He's now ahead of Smoke.
Now battling with Smoke's teammate of Titan Mouser is Bossy Gaming, going on the inside of him, turns into the outside, but he has the momentum and he's able to make the move. Bossy Gaming clears him by going wide off the track, but no time penalty for him. And oh my goodness, Titan Mouser got into the back of Bossy Gaming out of turn number 4.
Wow.
There is
So
wing
that
damage.
was wing damage to
Titan Mouser.
Titan Mouser. Oh. Okay. So if that happened in real life, I think the stewards would have said give the position back to Titan, just like we did 2 weeks ago in Bahrain between Hamilton and Verstappen.
I think you're right about that, Mansell, that if this were real life and if we did have live stewards, that we would in fact have to, see Bossy Gaming give that position back. Very controversial no matter how you look at it, of course, because the Verstappen fans didn't want him to give the position back. The Hamilton fans did want him to give the position back. And it's, no matter how you look at it, no matter your opinion, and whether you like it or not, whether it's right or not, the steward's word is law.
So there's a battle going on between VXI and Gizlodian for P5. VXI does get the move on Gizlodian, VXI up to P5.
There you see Gizlodian trying to recover. Bossy Gaming, of course, still fighting out with You Can Beat Me in that Mercedes. Let's see if Bossy Gaming can stick the challenge to our latecomer of the race, a reserve of You Can Beat Me. Bossy Gaming, a little bit of contact there. He got into the back of him. Is there wing damage on that Renault? I don't believe so. I think he got out with a nice little bit of luck there. He is A-okay. No wing damage on that Renault, but he did lose a little bit of time that You Can Beat Me, so he's going to have to regroup and mount a charge back to get around that Mercedes. Here comes Stoxy9 behind Bossy Gaming. He might want to watch out for that.
So Stoxy9 will want to try and get past this traffic as soon as he can, because he's technically leading this race. The last thing he wants to do is getting stuck behind this traffic and losing the race lead because of this.
So this is a nice little line of cars that we're seeing here. Gizlodian kind of starting this little train off. Then You Can Beat Me and Bossy Gaming and Stoxy9.
VXI making a move on Scooter down the inside. He's trying to go down the inside. He will get the DRS, and they're still side by side going down to turn 2. Scooter Clem's got the inside line, and VXI does go wide, and Scooter Clem keeps his P4.
Very wide on VXI, so he's going to have to try to get it by him again. I think he's going to, though. He's got a better run this time. He cuts it close, though, through turn number 4, and he might have just picked up a time penalty.
Yeah, this is, like you said earlier, Tom, I've never seen a close battle between these guys. I think there's like 7 cars in this battle at the moment for, what is it, P5, I would say, maybe, P6, something like that, but I've never seen this bunch of cars in GP4 before.
Mansell, this is just a tiptoe through the tulips here in GP4.
Oh, and Smoke trying to make a move on Stoxy.
And he did make the move on Stoxy, so Smoke up into the 9th position.
Very good move from Stoxy9. Not Stoxy9, sorry, Smoke.
So Stoxy9, it looks like those hard tires are not working for him at the moment. The question is, will they come into form later on, or did he make the bad call?
We've got another battle now. Who's that? Is that Gizlodian? I think it was. He was defending, for now he defends the position. But yeah, as you said,
going around, You Can Beat Me, though. They're side by side into turn number 2. Bossy Gaming makes the move on the outside, made it look easy, and now we got Smoke trying to make the move on the outside of You Can Beat Me as well, but not able to follow Bossy Gaming through.
So like you said earlier, Tim, about the hard tyres, they do take a couple of laps before they actually work properly and get up to speed. Yeah, that does take a couple of laps to get into gear with these hard tyres.
Personally, I hate hard tires just because it's a lack of grip compared to the soft tires.
I'm the same, Tim. I try and avoid those hard tyres as much as I can. I don't like them. You don't get a lot of grip on those tyres at all.
You've really got to dance around with them. You're practically dancing on ice.
Yeah, you really are. Every single race that I've been in so far, I try and avoid the hards as much as I can.
So riding on board with Smoke, who's trying to pass You Can Beat Me. You
Bossy
Can Beat Me. He's got
Gaming.
some DRS from Bossy Gaming ahead of him, and there's a battle between Bossy Gaming and Gizlodian. Bossy Gaming goes around the outside of Gizlodian. Is he able to clear him? Gizlodian sends it on the inside. They're side by side, and wheel to wheel, Renault versus Red Bull. And who is going to win out? It's going to be Bossy Gaming. Move him up into the 6th position. Gizlodian down to 7th and having to deal with smoke now.
So now G-Man has now got past Stoxy 9. Stoxy 9 is struggling on these hards. He does not like these hards at all. I thought Stoxy 9 would be one of them trying to overtake these guys, but no, he's getting overtaken.
Stoxy 9 just going the wrong way here. G-Man going forward. All the drivers that started on the medium tires still have to pit though, so the positions will be changing here sooner rather than later. But right now we're still watching Smoke and Gizlodian battle it out.
So these medium runners who haven't stopped yet, they should be coming in right now, really. I think they can only have about 14 laps or something like that.
So You Can Beat Me back there in 9th place, just trying to hang out. Smoke got very close to Gizlodian around that corner, and G-Man got very close to You Can Beat Me. There goes Gizlodian.
And Gizlodian in the pits.
So You Can Beat Me, he started on the medium tires. He's going to have to think about pitting here soon as well because G-Man is going around him.
Yeah, I think the medium tires are done now. You're not going to get as much grip as you would on the first lap. But the good thing is that these guys that started on the mediums, they can go straight into the hards until the end now and do an easy one-stop.
Yeah, and you know, you're right about that, Mansell, with the medium tires really reaching the end of their life. If you don't come in this lap, you're just hurting yourself.
Yeah, I think it seems like with the Ferrari guys, Podge and Racing, they're still staying out for an extra lap. So one of these guys are going to have to stay out for another extra lap on his medium tyres because the last thing you want to do is double stack.
The only thing that they could do is team orders to where maybe Sonic Hawk could back up a little bit, but I don't see that happening considering Sonic Hawk is fighting for a championship. And I'm really not a fan of team orders anyway, so they're going to have to figure that out. Looks like Podge is pitting.
The interesting thing is that Snailweg is apparently 3 laps down, so there's a really bad internet glitch going on with Snailweg at the moment, and he's just teleported onto the track. What's going on with Snailweg's connection?
I have no idea. That is what I'm seeing as well, and here's a little bit of a differing strategy for you. For a minute, I thought that the Ferrari did a double stack, but they did not. Sonic Hawk stayed out. So now it is Sonic Hawk, Shadow Lancer, and VXI, your top 3 at the moment. Shadow Lancer having to deal with VXI, who is coming very quickly on slightly newer medium tires. Shadow Lancer, of course, no penalty, but VXI does have a penalty. Shadow Lancer will have to pit more than likely this time around because he already has, I think that is 16 laps on those medium tires. Sonic Hawk will likely be coming in this lap as well. VXI will inherit the lead for a brief moment. Bossy Gaming will be in 2nd, and Smoke will be in 3rd.
Wow, so Stoxy 9, he's stopped again by the looks of it. He doesn't like those hard tyres, so he stopped because he could have gone to the end on those hard tyres, but obviously he hasn't liked those hard tyres and he's stopped and went onto a new set of medium tyres. So he's technically, Stoxy 9 has lost the lead here in the Hungarian Grand Prix. So I think it's Ferrari 1-2 at the moment. I think it is Tim. And
it might be. Podge Racing, he pitted for the hard tire, so he can definitely go to the end of this race. Lap 18 of 35, and Sonic Hawk has pitted now also for the hard tire.
Oh yeah, I thought he was one of the guys that started on the soft, but no, he did start on the mediums. My mistake.
So now VXI battling with Shadow Lancer for the lead here. VXI goes around the outside and he gets Shadow Lancer, he clips him, and Shadow Lancer spins. Shadow Lancer off the track.
Wow, okay. Yeah. That's really unfortunate. Really unfortunate for Shadow Lancer. He was on for a really good result here.
There's no wing damage that I can see, but that has put a big dent into the AlphaTauri points gained for today.
Yeah, they're not having great luck at the moment, the AlphaTauri boys. They really aren't.
This is a team that we really expected to do a lot better and at least have one win between the two of them at this point of the season, but it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I think it all started off at the start of the season. That's where all their points came from, because of them two being really consistent at the start of the season. And now they're not having great luck at the moment. You got Energy Dan technically in last place at the moment. He's not having great luck, and now looks like Shadowlancer's just pitted now. I think he's gonna come on to the high tides now after that incident with VXI.
There goes smoke around Bossy Gaming. Bossy Gaming gonna do the crossover though, and Bossy Gaming made it look so easy. Smoke got around and said, "See ya," and then he said, "I'll see you again." Back. Oh, and there's contact!
Oh,
there's contact! And
well.
Smoke spins!
And he's got front damage as well. Ouch.
That is exactly what happened between VXI
and Racing Proj and Christoph as well. They were battling. I think Proj tried to make a move on Christoph, but Christoph does a really good defending there. Sonic Hawk is right behind this battle now.
So there's Sonic Hawk. He's got a great view of Podge Racing and Christoph up there. Christoph, though, looks like he's going a little bit slow, so Podge Racing is going to try to get around him as quickly as possible here. Christoph with the old hards, Podge Racing with the new hard tires, and Sonic Hawk with the newest set of all. 0 laps on those tires so far.
So I think Christoph possibly might be going to the end. I'm not too sure on that. And he has stopped. He might go to the end, he might not. I don't think he'll be able to get to the end. But Podge and Sonic Hawk will try and get the past Christoph as soon as they can.
So out of the final corner, Christoph still holding on strong to fourth, but Podge Racing, he is going to have the DRS here this time, as will Sonic Hawk, with Christoph having no DRS, but no, Podge Racing cannot get to Christoph that time around, and Podge with a little bit of a wiggle out of that corner, going to lose a little bit of time to Christoph that time around. Sonic Hawk is starting to close in closer on his teammate, so it might be a battle between the Ferraris instead of the battle between the Podge Racing and the Haas of Christoph. Of course, Haas is kind of like a half Ferrari, to tell you the truth, so...
So I think Car is up to P9 at the moment, after starting second from last at the moment, so he's doing a good job at the moment.
And Podge goes wide, Podge goes right, Sonic Hawk goes around, and Podge went into the grass, and Sonic Hawk got around him on the inside, so now Sonic Hawk has got his sights set on Christoph. My goodness, so Podge just making a little bit of a mistake there, going just a little bit too wide, allowed his teammate to get by him.
See, like I said, those S's are really difficult to get right, and that mistake, like Podge did, can make you vulnerable to the guys behind you.
So with it being like 21 of 35, all the battles are starting to kind of diminish here. Looks like Lewis and Proliver are having a battle. Two teammates there. No, never mind. Lewis was actually pitting, so Proliver just passed him on track while Lewis was pitting. Kara, though, this is bad news for Sonic Hawk. Kara is scoring points. He's in 8th place at the moment, just behind Proliver. Well, 3.8 seconds behind Proliver, but half a second ahead of the Bear.
So I think Kara is going to have to stop us again. He can't get to the end. He's already on 18 lap medium, so I think he'll be going on to another set of mediums to the end here. So at the moment, a really good defending at the moment from Christoph. A really good job to keep the two Ferraris behind at the moment. But I'm sure that won't last long.
Probably not. Probably not. As Podge Racing still trying to regroup and get close to his teammate, half a second behind him there. The VXI up there in first still, with Bossy Gaming in second, G-Man in third. Got to give myself a little bit of a recap of this because I forget who's leading at this point. I expected Soxy9 to be up there, and he's all the way back in 15th.
Yeah, he didn't like those hard tires, so he decided to come in and put a new set of mediums on instead.
And Sonic Hawk is there, and he gets into the back.
He made contact.
Oh my goodness, and wing damage for the Ferrari.
Oh, so unlucky for Sonic Hawk. Ferrari was on such a good result. He could stay out technically. There's quite a gap between P7 of Pro Oliver now, but I think Sonic Hawk might stay out unless he's losing so much time. And oh,
contact. Well, now, Mansell, are we in Hungary or are we in Brazil?
Good question. I'm pretty sure. Well, it looks like a Hungary. It looks like the Hungary circuit, so I'm pretty sure we're in Hungary too.
I saw a Brazilian flag in the stands, though, and with the two Ferraris colliding, I'm almost wondering if we've got. I'm almost wondering if we're at the wrong racetrack.
No, I'm pretty sure this is like Hungarian ringtone. I think he's getting mixed up between the virtual world and the real life world.
So Podge Racing, he had to overcorrect out of the penultimate corner that time. He lost a little bit of ground to Christoph, so he should have the DRS. He might be able to get around him, but he's going to have to make sure to not make the same mistake as his teammate did a lap ago.
So VXI has just come in. He's gone on to a new set of medium tyres. So he's going to be challenging these guys now. He's only 5 seconds behind on the new set of mediums.
So let's see what VXI can do with just over 12 laps remaining here in this race. Bossy Gaming so far has inherited the lead. G-Man in second, 1.4 seconds behind. Christoph is in third. You're watching the battle for third, though, between Podge and Christoph at the moment. Let's see if Podge can do anything to get around Christoph. So far, this could be Podge's best race of the season. In fact, I will update you on that here in just a moment. As I look at the point standings, it looks like Podge Racing has not scored any more than 12 points in a race this year.
Podge looked at making a move into turn 12, I think that turn is, but he had to back out of it. But now he's gonna need to get a good run in this final corner, try and make a move here now on Christoph.
He's gonna have the DRS going into turn number 1. What's he gonna do? He looks on the high side, then he fakes and goes low. Inside of the Haas machine goes Podge Racing. He's able to clear him. But what does Christoph do? Does Christoph mount a charge back? No, he does not. Move Podge Racing up into what is now the second position.
Wow, I hope Podge Racing, please stay in this position now. You're in a really good position. You really are, mate. Keep this up, mate.
I think secretly we're all pulling for Podge Racing just to have a good race.
So VXI is now caught to Sonic Hawk. Obviously, Sonic Hawk's got that front wing damage. And VXI tries to go up the inside and gets the move done. Good move from VXI.
So VXI, he's going to have to gain at least 2 seconds a lap in order to pass G-Man. Podge Racing, he has to gain a second a lap to pass G-Man. G-Man out there on old mediums, I'm not sure if medium tires can last 25 laps around this circuit.
No, I don't think they can. I think he might be thinking of going on to soft tires of energy. Danny, he's not having a great time. He's spun on that on turn 5, unfortunately. He's not having a great time at the moment.
Just imagine though, and I've never seen it done, but imagine if G-Man were somehow able to pull off some kind of miracle and make them last 10 more laps. As Sonic Hawk, something's happened with him, a communication issue there. But VXI just at the fastest lap that time around, so he has the fastest lap. He is coming, and he is coming quick. Podge Racing is still in second place. His best bet is just staying out there and hoping that VXI doesn't catch him.
Very unlucky for Sonic. I think he's disconnected and watching the league, and Bossy Gamers has easily got past Sonic there.
So Bossy Gaming, he's on for a pretty good run here today, currently running in the 5th position, and just might be able to squeak out a podium here, because Christoph, I would say, is going to have to pit. Christoph with 18 laps on those hard tires, they might be able to make it to the end of the race, but the question is, how fast is he going to be at the end of the race?
That's a good question, Tim. I think G-Man and Christoph, I think they're trying to push those tires as much as possible to maybe go on the soft tires instead, to be really, really competitive in these final stages of the race.
Well, here goes VXI. He is on the back and breathing down the neck of Kristoff. He's going to pass him. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And the win might be now as VXI goes underneath him side by side into turn number 1. VXI does not make the move this time, but will he clear him? He pushes him a little bit wide, but he's able to clear him, so move VXI up to the 3rd position.
So VXI now 2 seconds. Racing Pod, sorry, is now 2 seconds ahead of VXI, so VXI will try and catch up to him as soon as he can. So VXI is actually one of these guys that could win this race today.
That he could, because G-Man is almost certainly going to have to pit. Podge Racing, he is just not as fast as VXI is right now. However, Podge Racing's saving grace could be that after a few laps, those medium tires might start to show their age, while the hard tires might come in.
And the gap's already down to a second, so VXI is going to get DRS on Podge here now.
But getting DRS and getting around him is 2 different things, and I think that Podge is going to have to do some Ryan Newman-esque defending in order to keep him behind him. Also, one thing I'm noticing looking down, not sure when this happened, but apparently Simo has DNF'd out of this race. Not sure what happened there. Do you have any updates, Mansell?
Yeah, she DNF'd, I think, about halfway through this race. I don't think she didn't have great pace around here. I don't think she had a great time, just with the track in general. I know it's not her favourite track, but yeah, it's very unfortunate she decided to retire in the pits.
Well, unfortunate for Simo. Hopefully we'll see her have better luck in the coming races. But here goes VXI trying to make the move around Podge Racing, but Podge Racing is making that car a mile wide, preventing VXI from getting around him. And VXI, he just cannot quite seem to get a run. He's only got 3 laps on those medium tires, though, so the tire wear is still very much in his favor.
Yeah, definitely. VXI he really wants to get. It looks like he really wants to get past Podge as soon as he can, by the looks of it, because he might think that G-Man isn't pitting and maybe going to the end.
This is really the best thing for Podge, though, because VXI having to be stuck behind him and battle, try to get around him, that's just using up his tires even quicker.
Exactly that, Tim, and he's going to try and go for the move now. He's going to go into the inside into turn 1 and just get the move back. Podge tries to do the switchback, but it's not going to work, and VXI up to P2.
So VXI into P2, may be P1 here very shortly if G-Man pits within the next
18 laps. 18 laps, there's no way he can get to the end on these medium tyres. No way.
I wonder if he's trying, though. I do wonder if he's trying.
I'm on G-Man's on board now, and...
Oh my goodness, and Podge Racing has spun! Podge Racing has spun!
No! Oh, when is this look going to change?
Not today, but that could have been a lot worse. He is still in 5th place. That is a decent run, but he is slipping and sliding all over the place. He's gonna have to get and he spins again and into the wall. Into the wall. It goes Podge Racing. What has happened to him? He doesn't have a puncture. What has happened to the Ferrari?
So it seems like, because obviously when you spin, your tyres are overheating, so you don't get any grip whatsoever for the first couple of corners, and it seems like his tyres is overheating, and he hasn't got any grip whatsoever now, and he's going to have to come into the pits now to get these tyres changed and a new front wing.
So Podge Racing, terrible luck once again. Bossy Gaming, though, here he goes making the move around Kristoff for the podium position. They're side by side and battling it out. Contact between the two. But Bossy Gaming, he has got the move done. Kristoff trying to regroup and get back around him, but is he going to be able to do it? No, he's not. 22 laps on those hard tires. At this point, Kristoff just has to hang on.
Kara, I don't know if you've noticed him, Kara has done 26 laps on those medium tyres.
26. My goodness. I saw him up there. I did not see the number until you pointed it out to me, Mansell.
Wow, I literally just noticed that now. Surely his tyres are in puncture territory now.
You know what that means, though, right?
What's that?
G-Man can go to the end.
Yeah, but does he know that Kara's on 26 laps old mediums? Probably not, but maybe G-Man is probably going to go to the end now. You might as well. He's only got 5 laps to go in this Grand Prix now, so you might as well go to the end now.
G-Man is not in contention for a championship. In fact, I'll give you an update on the point standings for him. G-Man is in 10th place with 43 points, so there's no way that he can win the championship this season. However, he might as well stick it out to try to get this win today. He does have 1 win so far. That was in France. This could be his 2nd win of the year.
Yeah, he's got Snellweg right behind him. I don't know if it's on Snell. I don't know if it's on everyone else's screen, but Snellweg is apparently P19. I don't know if he's technically P2 or what. I don't know what's going on with Snellweg at the moment.
Something very wrong with Snellweg. Not sure if he's even in his car, honestly.
I think he is. He's been in that car. It seems like he's actually keeping with G-Man by the looks of it. Apparently he's 10 laps down. I haven't really seen him drop off from G-Man at the moment.
We'll have to get an update on Snellweg later on.
Yeah. I don't know if he knows that he knows. I don't know if it's like if on his screen it says he's P2 or P19. I do not know.
Whatever the case, Snellweg definitely not going to be scoring points today, so he's just going to have to turn his focus to next week in Belgium.
Yeah. It's annoying with these Codemasters servers. You can't, get the full experience, but we have to push on and forget about it.
So
there's is it Shadow Lancer? Shadow Lancer trying to make a move in Kara, and Shadow Lancer gets the move done. Good move from Shadow Lancer.
So Shadow Lancer in 6th place might be AlphaTauri's saving grace here today, because Renault is going to score a lot of points with Kara in 7th, Bossy Gaming in 3rd. But if Shadow Lancer can at least score a few points, then that'll be good not only for himself, but also for AlphaTauri.
Have you looked at the gap between VXI and G-Man now? It's only 4 seconds. It was 10 seconds or something like that. And so VXI is really closing the gap here.
It is getting close. If VXI makes up a second a lap, he might be able to win this race. And oh my goodness, G-Man has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, but so does VXI. What are the penalties? It looks like VXI has 12 seconds.
12 seconds. Wow. Where does that 12? It must have all been from track limits then. God, very unfortunate for VXI.
So Bossy Gaming, if he can get within 3 seconds of G-Man, could win this race. Or, well, no, Bossy Gaming has 3 seconds too as well. So if I'm doing my math right, what would that be, like 2 seconds? I'm not good at math. We're just gonna have to let it. We're gonna have to just let it play out, honestly. But this is insane what we're seeing. 12 seconds penalties for VXI, 3 seconds for G-Man, 3 seconds for Bossy Gaming. This is just crazy. And 22 laps on G-Man's tires.
Yeah, and now it's nearly 30 laps for Kara's tires now. They must be about 80% of tyre wear now. I'm looking on Kara's on board now, and those tyres look dead. They literally look like they've got no tread left on them.
Oh my goodness. I want to see what Kara's looks like now. I turned to G-Man's and now I'm looking at Kara's. And, Kara, at this point, he's just out there riding around trying to get what points he can. He should get the points lead from Sonic Hawk after this race, but he's going to have to score at least 1 point to do that. Meanwhile,
yeah, exactly that.
Oh, and look at this. VXI, he has caught G-Man. He has caught G-Man. But will he be able to go around him? And will he be able to get 12 seconds away from G-Man? That I don't think is going to happen.
Yeah, technically he needs to get a 9-second gap to G-Man to get this victory, but I don't think that's possible. You can't gain 9 seconds within 2 laps.
And both of these drivers are teammates, so I wonder if they're talking to each other and if they're trying to figure out what the best strategy to do here is. I mean, because you know that a teammate's isn't just going to pull over and let the other guy win. But
there you go. But G-Man just did. G-Man has just literally pulled over and let VXI go.
Oh my goodness! But VXI still has 12 seconds worth of time penalties, where G-Man only has 3. So VXI would have to get 9 seconds ahead of G-Man in order to win.
I think with these Williams guys, I think what G-Man just did, let VXI go so he can try and keep his P2 position from Bossy Gaming. But Bossy Gaming is about 5 seconds away from G-Man.
Bossy Gaming, he has a time penalty as well. He's got 6 seconds worth of time penalties, where G-Man has 3 and VXI has 12. So as it sets, I believe that it's safe to say G-Man is going to score a podium unless he has a puncture.
Yeah.
Bossy
So
Gaming,
I'm just looking at the gap here from the leader and from the rest of the field, and at the moment VXI would finish in P4 because Christoph is just inside that 12-second gap of VXI. It's currently 11 seconds between Christoph and VXI.
So lap 34 of 35, 2 laps to go. VXI leads, but he's got 12 seconds worth of time penalties. G-Man in second with 3 seconds worth of time penalties. Bossy Gaming in third with 6 seconds worth of time penalties. And Christoph in fourth with no seconds worth of time penalties. Christoph might be able to get a podium here today.
Yeah. So these guys are about coming into the end of Sector 2 now, about to begin the final lap of the race here. It's been such a good race, hasn't it, Tim?
That it has. It has been an insane race. Stoxy9 getting the pole, not having the best pit strategy, so he had to pit for medium tires, doing the 2 stops when he wanted to do the 1 stop. Now Stoxy9, he is in 8th place, so he's been able to improve a little bit. He's still going to be able to score some points. But considering that he set the pole lap of a 114.2 and just cannot quite get out, or excuse me, he just couldn't see it through the rest of the way and win this race, you know he's going to be disappointed. But it's the final
definitely.
lap.
Christoph was, I think he was lapping Energy down there. So Energy Dan really not having a good time here, especially getting lapped here.
Energy Dan, he had wing damage on the very first lap, and it's just been a uphill battle ever since. An uphill battle that I don't think he's going to win. 16th place for Energy Dan, but it is not all over for AlphaTauri because Shadowlancer is in 6th place, but he does have some time penalties. He's got 3 seconds worth of time penalties, but he should still be have enough of a gap in order to keep a points-paying position. So AlphaTauri will be able to still score some points today, and Kara is getting close to losing out of the top 10, but I think he's going to be able to hang on to it so that both Renault drivers can score points. But here is the final corner. VXI turns through the final corner, but with 12 seconds worth of time penalties, even though he crosses the line in first, he will not finish in first because that will go to G-Man in the Williams, his teammate who jumps him at the line, and Bossy Gaming will finish in third. But after time penalties, will Christoph be able to jump him?
P3.
Yes, he does, by 0.3 of a second. Only 0.3 of a second. Good job to Christoph for getting his first podium of the season here.
Great result for Williams, 1 and 2. Great result for them.
And Shadowlancer jumps to 5th. He was 6th. He jumps to 5th. So not a bad day for AlphaTauri. Titan Mouser in 6th. Proliver in 7th. You can beat me. The late substitute is now going to finish in 8th place. He walks away with points. Kara finishes in 9th, and he will have the points lead with 148 points, if I've done my math right. Stoxy9 still finishes in 10th place, still gets points, just not where he wanted. The Bear in 11th, and Scooter Clem in 12th, both Racing Point machines finishing just outside the top 10. Podge Racing, after the very unfortunate spin there, is finishing outside the top 10 as well in 14th. Thought for a minute he might have had a win, but just wasn't the case here today.
Wow, good racing from these guys today.
So we will talk to G-Man, VXI, and Christoph if they want to have their interview after this race. Just waiting for the rest of the grid to finish. It looks like Snellweg back there in 18th still has to finish, but we got to run this timer out first.
I'm getting these drivers in for you now, Tim.
But definitely a fantastic race here today.
Oh, Yeah, it has a great result for Williams, 1 and 2. Just what you want.
It's what you want. It's what you need sometimes. Williams boys, that's just a good day for them. They really aren't ones to finish 1-2 a lot. And I'm not talking about in real life F1. I'm just talking about here in GP4 series. I don't remember the last time that they have finished 1-2.
No, I don't. In GP4, these guys, G-Man and VXI, they're not normally up here on the podiums, especially a double podium. What a result for them! It really has. They're going to gain a lot of positions in Constructors' Championship now.
And also, let's point out 26 laps on medium tires. G-Man won this race with 26 laps on medium tires. Kara finished in 9th with 33 laps on those medium tires.
Yeah, I thought both of their tyres were going to blow up soon. I don't know how they were able to do 33 laps on them.
That is no easy feat. So there you see Podge.
Hello, G-Man.
We got G-Man in here. Got our top 3 in here. We'll be able to talk to them very shortly. We will streamline these interviews because you know that we want to hear from the winner and we want to hear about that crazy strategy of 26 laps on the medium tires. Here are your official results for the GP4 Series Hungarian Grand Prix. G-Man in first in the Williams, BXI in second in the Williams, the Haas of Christoph in third, Bossy Gaming in the Renault in fourth, Shadowlancer in the AlphaTauri in fifth, the McLaren of Titan Mouser in sixth, and the Alfa Romeo of Proliver in seventh, the Mercedes of You Can Beat Me, the late substitute in eighth, Kara in ninth, Stoxy 9 in 10th, the Bear in 11th, 12th is Scooter Klim, Gizlodian in 13th, 14th is Podge Racing, Lewis in 15th, 16th is Energy Dan Sonicock, and 17th, 18th is Smoke Snellwagon, 19th and 20th is Simo. So there are your official results for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And now we will talk to our top 3 finishers. We got G-Men in here, we got VXI in here. Do we have Christoph yet?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so we do have Christoph, so all 3 of our drivers are in here now. So before we start our interviews, just one thing, guys, please make sure that you've allowed your voice to be shared. If you don't know how to do that, go over to the party settings, click Always Allow, and let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, we'll do that one.
All good as that. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, nice.
All right, so first things first, we will talk to our third place finisher of Christoph. Christoph, you're substituting today for Need for Speed, who unfortunately couldn't make it. I believe that you raced with us last week as well, and maybe one other race, but I'm not sure. Did you expect to walk away with a podium today?
No, I didn't. I joined this race like the last minute. The race already started, and in the qualification I joined. So I had no expectations, and I qualified as 8, I thought. And this is just an amazing result for me.
So is Hungary a track that you really like? Like, if you had practice, if you had a good qualifying session, do you think that this could be a place that you would expect yourself to run well? Or did this just completely catch you by surprise?
No, this is one of my better tracks. I got podiums here before. And I really like this track, so in that case I expected a podium here before, on the other track.
And you went with the soft hard strategy, correct? Just tell us about your decision to do that.
Yes, I was in the party with a mate of me, Rudy, and he is racing on a higher level, and he said to me, "You just have to do a one stop. That is the best strategy here." So I listened to him, as I always listen to him for strategies. And I saw the mediums were much better at the start, but after a while my hearts were at the same pace, and those guys had to make a pit stop, extra pit stop. So this strategy was powerful.
Well, congratulations on your podium today, Christoph. Maybe we'll see you again in the future.
I hope.
So that was Christoph finishing in third. Now turn to our second place finisher of VXI. You crossed the line in first, but due to time penalties, you finished in second. Were you talking to your teammate of G-Man there at the end? And if you were, what was the conversation about?
No, I weren't. I don't go into parties, but I was just hoping that he would get a pen, like another 6 seconds, so I would win, but it didn't work.
So where did your time penalties come from? Was that just mainly track limits?
Yeah, they're a bit of a joke around this track.
Well, nonetheless, you were able to finish in second place, so congratulations. I know that you wanted the one spot higher, but you still had a very fast day.
Yeah.
So now we will talk to your teammate of G-Man. G-Man in the Williams, you went 26 laps on the medium tires. What is wrong with you, my friend? Like, that was an insane strategy, but it was able to work for you. Is that what you planned, or is that just how it happened?
That's just how it happened. So it wasn't planned at all. I actually wanted to do a soft medium medium, or maybe a soft medium soft. And then I saw that I'm keeping up with the guys behind me that went on hards. Actually gained like 2 or 3 seconds. And I'm keeping to put on base sectors and the first and second sector with this old medium. So I thought like MCF got 12 seconds. I'm like, I'm just going to cruise, put my fuel on lean, and just nurse it home.
Well, you nursed it home, and you nursed it to a win. And you had 3 seconds worth of time penalties as well. I'm assuming that's also for a track limits violation. It was getting a little bit close there toward the end. Did you ever consider pitting, or were you just like, I'm going to stay out until these tires blow out, or until I win the race?
No, I think on lap, or like with 10 laps to go, I wanted to go pit. Because I saw, I think it was Bossy thing or something that went to the pits, and I saw my tires were still like on 50%, and with 10 laps left, I thought, no, let's try to stay out, wait to 9 laps, and then I stayed out, wait to 8 laps, stayed out. So I think my tire wear was on 88% on the final lap, and I was lucky. I got my time penalty on the second last lap, so it was unfortunate, and then Bossy was on my behind, and I saw luckily I had a 60-second time penalty. So even though if he passed me, I would have been happy. So yeah, it was tight on the end, because it happened to me before where I got a tire blowout on Baku, the first at last season, and yeah, it's not fun if you're leading the race and then something like that happens.
I'm sure not, and you know, I picked you for a podium. I wasn't quite sure if you were going to be able to win or not. Yeah.
Thanks for that. I appreciate it.
You definitely got a podium, but you got a little bit more than just a podium. You got the win. I'm still just dumbfounded by 26 laps on medium tires. Of course, Kara went 33 laps on the medium tires, and he finished in 9th. So you still
you mentioned, yeah, I think you mentioned he's on 25 laps, and when you said he was on 25 laps, because I'm listening to the comms while I'm driving. And I was like, okay, cool, we can do this. If he can do it, I can do it, because he's also quite quick. So that helped me. So thanks for that, mate. I owe you.
So that's your secret. That is your secret, is you listen to the commentary during the race so that you have the inside scoop on everyone.
I need to do something. This guy's also quick. Unfortunate for Sonic. I can't believe he lagged out, because I think he started on the mediums. I'm not sure, and his pace is quite amazing. So he's the guy that I'm always trying to. If I'm close to Sonic, then I'm happy. So unfortunate for him, but I need to listen. I need to listen to what you guys are saying.
Well, nonetheless, congratulations on your win today, G-Man. It was hard fought, but you did a very good job, and still very impressive. 26 laps on those medium tires, 33 laps for Kara. That's, both of you are just, that's insane. I would have never guessed that would have happened, but it did. And you proved us wrong when we thought that you weren't going to be able to do it.
Yeah, I can't remember who's the other commentator, because he said there's no way he's going to make it, and I'm like, watch me. I even called my wife, she's busy upstairs. I'm like, come down, check this shit out.
There you go. All right, Mansell, do you have any closing remarks?
No, I do not. You've literally questioned everyone that needs to be done, really. So I'm all good.
All right, and well, with that, I guess that's all the time that we have, but congratulations to our podium finishers. Thank you to all the drivers that raced with us. Thank you to everyone who watched the stream, and until next time, good evening, good morning, good day, good night, wherever you are in the world. Have fun, and goodbye.